Hi everybody, today we're going to be talking about major and minor scales. I have my trusty bass. Let's start it. So here's my bass guitar. We're going to use this string right here. This is the string that's the highest on the neck. It's also the lowest in pitch. It's the open string right here. It's an open E. Okay, that's an E string. Now, I'm not using any fingers to fret it. So the root note is always the very first note of the scale. It is always where you start. So the second, the third, the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh is in relation to where your root is. So your root could be E, could be F, could be G, could be F sharp, could be anywhere. But in this case, we're using an open E. Okay, so in the major scale, the second is a full step away from the root. So if the root is the open note, which is right here, the second would be half step, that makes a whole step, right here, which is the F sharp. The next note, which is the third, is also a whole step away. So half whole, right here. The G sharp. Then the fourth is a half step away from the third. So half, right here. This is the fifth fret, which is the A. Now, in basic sort of lessons, the fifth fret of every string is equivalent to the open string of the next string underneath it. So this is an A, and so is the open, this string right here that I'm going through. That's also an A. Okay, so from the fourth we go to the fifth, which is another whole step, half whole, which is B. That's the B right there. And then from fifth to sixth is also another whole step, which is, again, here. That's C sharp. And then another whole step to D sharp. And then a half step to E. So that's if you wanted to play the E major scale in one string, starting with the open E. You always end here. If you don't end here on the 12th fret, which is the higher E, you might have miscounted. So let's do it again. Root, open, root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, octave. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Now we're going to go with a minor chord, and I will tell you where the difference is. So let's recap the major chord. Let's recap the major scale, and then let me show you where the minor scale differs from the major scale. So if the root is the same, E, right there, this string is open. The second in the minor scale is also the same place. It's a whole step away. F sharp. F sharp. The first difference between the major scale and the minor scale is where the third is. Where in the major scale, the third is one whole step away from the second, which is here. The minor scale is only half a step away. It's on the G, not the G sharp, it's on the G. So open, F sharp, G. But then everything goes back together because we go to the fourth, which is a full step away from the third, which is the same as the major scale, A. So A is in both the E major and E minor scale. And so is the B. Now, if you remember 4-5, 1-4-5 was a lesson that I put together a few months back. If you look back in the episode, look back in the previous episodes, we had a 1-4-5 octave lesson. So the 4 and the 5 is basically the same regardless of what scale you're using, major or minor. If the root is E major, E minor, those 3 notes are the same. There's always an E, there's always an A, and always a B, because they're always in the same place. So this is the 5th. Then the next difference between that and the minor and the major is next in the 6th. Whilst the 6th in the major scale is right here, which is C sharp, in the minor scale, it's here. It's only a half step away. That is the C. And then another difference is the 7th. The 7th is also different because in the major scale, the 7th is a D sharp, whilst in the minor scale, the minor 7 is actually a D. So it's a full step from, as opposed to it being from here. So the 6th and the 7th are different, and then the octave obviously is the same. So if you look at the spacing, 1, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Whilst in the major scale, it's whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Basically, it's the group of 7 notes. The scale is the 7 notes that make up from open string to 12, if it's the E. Another way to play it, if you wanted to, if you wanted to make it the quickest way, the other quick way to play it is there's a shape. So there are also some shapes involved in this thing. If you're going to use an open string to be your root note, it's very simple. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 is the open A, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're not playing the open D, you're playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want to start at a different note where the root is not an open string, for example, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an octave. On the other hand, now for the minor scale, easier to play. 1, 2, 3, then 4, which is the open A, 5, 6, open D, 7, octave. So open E, F sharp, G, open A, B, C, D, open D, which is down. There's this string right here, open. D, E, octave. That's the major and minor scale.